Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Sophia. Welcome to Child of the Cosmos. We are going to do a taking out the trash reading. The toxic trash. Let's pull a message from Spirit. I'm not going to read it right now. We're going to leave that there. And we are taking out the toxic trash. Do a reading. Run, damn it, run. All right. Spirit. We're going to pull from Shadow Is what Shadow Does. And thoughts and rants. All right. Shadow cattle, moo moo. Shadow cattle, moo moo. All right, shadow cattle is a shadow that's asleep in the matrix. All right, so we're gonna pull from toxic trash. Let's see what we get. What are we working with? Who is this shadow cattle asleep in the matrix? Spirit. Who is this shadow cattle? This is extreme toxic. Alright. They project their own insecurities onto you. So I'm looking at some shadow cattles, but this one is more toxic because they have a lot of insecurities. And they are also jealous of you. And we have verbal abuse at the top of the deck. Let's see. Let's get more into this shadow cattle. So if you have someone like this in your life who's always projecting, toxic, makes you feel bad about yourself. Yeah, that's abusive. Yeah, this one is extremely toxic. Could be a psychopath, dark empath, narcissist, psychopath. If they're a sociopath, they're in and out of jail. Dark empath, they can show emotion, be nice and kind, but then they use it against you later. And then you got your narcissist. They always have to have people admiring them. And then you have your psychopaths. Okay, those are the dark ones. I don't see psychopaths on the table. I see a dark empath, and I see, right now, dark empath. Someone who can actually hold empathy, but then they use it against you. And flying monkeys, they use people against you as well. I was going to say a narcissist, because they do project their insecurities. I was going to say that. But I'm picking up on a dark empath. Who can have narcissist tendencies. But they do have flying monkeys as well. Dark empaths. They do. Alright, so let's see. One more, Spirit. Who is this shadow cattle that's asleep in the matrix? They're cunning and selfish. Yeah, I'm looking at a dark empath. That's someone that can hold empathy, but emotionally manipulates. Yeah. All right, so let's pick a healing message that you need to tell yourself. You need to start carrying a notebook and a pen, seriously, because they also like to gaslight. I'm picking up on an energy that gaslights, and that's usually a dark empath. You know, they'll sit next to you and hug you and literally be emotionally manipulative. They're very extremely dangerous. I allow myself to surrender to the awakening process that's right for me. I take things slowly and integrate my experience each and every day. Yes, your reality. They're a gaslighter as well. They're trying to mess with your reality. So you need to say that affirmation. I allow myself to surrender to the awakening process that's right for me, meaning whatever is right for you to get out of this situation. Okay? Take out the toxic trash. Let's get another one. Definitely write down that affirmation. I might put it in the comments so that you can see it. Happiness comes from within. I am gentle. I am kind. Yeah, don't match the energy. Okay? Because what's going to happen is you're going to keep attracting people like this. You're going to be on that wheel of negative energy, the frequency. So don't match the energy. Let's get a message from Spirit, the higher beings. Ooh, we're going to pull two messages, and then we're going to open up that final message from Spirit. Yeah, take out the toxic trash. Be grateful for all that you are and all that you have. Okay? Be grateful for all that you are and all that you have. Don't let that thing manipulate you into... Oh, hold on. Hold up. Okay, so I'm picking up on an energy is extremely jealous. You need to understand the powers that you have, okay? If you're dealing with someone that ain't got a job, that doesn't have nothing going for themselves, and that's trying to keep you down with flying monkeys, keep a notebook and a pen. You need to write down everything they say to you, because they gaslight you. And they're doing it in the most loving way. That's a dark empath. That's how they operate. They're loving and kind, but they are not. They use your emotions and triggers to manipulate you, emotionally manipulate. And the message is be open and ready to receive the message, meaning the message right now for you today. Okay? All right, Spirit. And this is a message from Spirit, and it's got a black heart, which means this person is in shadow. Look, it went with it. So let's see what the final message is. Heal through self-acceptance. You see, when you accept yourself and love yourself unconditionally, meaning full-heartedly healing the mind and the heart from early childhood fear, shame, guilt. These type of people, these types of toxic individuals, they got no game. Because why? You're healed and you accept yourself. It's when you don't accept yourself that you end up in these kinds of manipulative relationships. I kid you not. Life is 10% of what happens to you, but it's 90% of how you react to it. Okay? 90% of your life is being manipulated by this shadow cattle, moo moo. And he's toxic. It's a dark empath because he's able to regulate empathy, but he's very cunning and selfish. He uses it against you. All right, it's time to take this toxic trash out and put it where it belongs, in the trash. Run, damn it, run. Please like, subscribe, and thank you.